Hey guys, welcome back to the Old Paths. We're glad to have you here. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed to the channel and everybody that's watching. We are like 500 hours away from being totally fully monetized. Exciting times. So thank you very much for being here. We got big news dropping tonight on the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast live 900 sub celebration. We promised a long time ago we'd have that celebration live, and tonight as I do that, I've got a very special guest, mystery guest, lined up for that show. So make sure to go over there. We're like 62-ish, I think it's 62 subs away from a K over there, so getting really close over there. If you're not subscribed, we'd really appreciate you doing that. But stick around, we've got some pretty good sales this weekend. We're going to have a good time down here at the Old Path, so stay with us. All right, so we're starting off the day with 18 orders for $640. It's really good, actually, because our weekend started off. Friday wasn't great. Saturday was okay, and today was good, but we was at like 250 forever, so we was going to have a pretty low weekend, but we came back, so that's really good. But we're starting off with one of these. This is a cover for a Tribeca from Anderson Door gliding door, and it's the cover that goes over the back of the lock. Story about these, we actually bought like 6 sets, I think, at a local thrift store, and the sets were selling for like $75. So we paid $5. We was going to do good. Well, what happened was somebody had bought the sets and used one piece and then donated the rest. So we just parted it out and we made $10, $9.99 on that one. So we've got like 6 of them times 4 different parts. So 24 parts, 24 listings that we'll make. I think I figured we'll make like $400 or $500 off that deal. So don't ever think just because you're missing a piece you can't sell it. Check it out. Make sure the parting it out part isn't something you can do. We used to say when in doubt, part it out. I think that's what Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, says now, maybe. But that sold for $9.99. Then we sold some Pokemon cards. These are the Pokemon Sun and Moon Guardians Rising Still Sun theme deck, brand new in the box. That sold for $14. I know nothing about Pokemon. Then we sold these 3 stamps. We lotted up so many stamps. I got everything drafted finally, and then we found more. But these 3 sold for $17.09. And I did the numbers. We spent $75 on all the stamps. It's going to be over $4,000 worth of listings. So I know it'll take a little while, but we've already made our money back in less than 2 weeks. So that blows me away. Then we sold, this is pretty neat, Underdog season, or not season, but volume 1, 6 complete episodes for $9.89. Next, we sold an action figure wrestler. This is Tegan Knox. I'm not sure who that is. Tegan Knox for $19.79. Had a good sale. I'll just let Tanya show you guys these stamps, and these back here also sold to the same buyer, and they bought both lots of stamps for $49.98. So that was a really good deal, and we got 75 in them. So between that sale and the other one, that's $68 out of the 75, and we've sold 4 or 5 already. So don't be afraid to take a risk every now and then, because it's hard if you're buying in bulk not to do okay. Then we sold this Santa Claus that's working on toys at his workbench. This is unbranded. It might have been a sticker at one time, but there's nothing anywhere on it that tells you a brand or anything. It's a cheaper one, but it sold for $20 on an offer. I think we had it for $24.99 or something like that, but $20 is going out of here. We'll make a little bit on it. We sold another computer game. This comes from a huge lot I bought last year. This is Sins of a Solar Empire. It sold for $14.99. Sold another wrestling DVD. Imagine that, another wrestling DVD. This one is TLC 2017. $8.49 on that. I did take an offer on that. And then we sold also to the same buyer that bought the 3 stamps earlier. They came in and bought this lot of, I think these are, they're inkets, dies, letterpress plates, stamps. It's just a 4-pack of stuff. We lotted up to make it a little bit more valuable. That sold for 20 bucks. So they bought that for 20 and $17 worth of stamps. So that saves a little bit on shipping too. And we sold another one of the little plates. So there's another $10 on that deal. And that's nothing. That thing will ship for the lowest rate possible. And then finally, another wrestling DVD. This is In Your House, 3-disc set. Classic pay-per-views from 95 through 99. I've probably watched every one of the In Your Houses when I was growing up. They were awesome. But that sold for $19.99. Now let's go pull our bigger orders for the weekend. All right, now we're going to go to our bigger sales of the week. This is a plush from Mario Chain Chomp. He's huge. I like him. He sold for $36.99. Next, we will go back to rack 6 and pick up this Aiken Metal Orb sphere sculpture thing. Tanya found this, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months ago. Something like that. There it is. That right there. And it doesn't, sorry about the rain by the way. It doesn't have a brand. It's just like a tabletop sphere. It don't move. It's just for decor. But it's pretty neat looking. You know, something like you'd buy at Hobby Lobby or something like that. But it sold for $57.99. $57.99. It's awesome. Next, we have a Sony DAV-X1 S-Force surround sound system. This is just the unit, no speakers or any, well, no, I might be lying. Maybe there is 2 speakers with it, but it's back on rack 3, so we'll head back here. The Sony surround sound system, and I'm about out. Yeah, right here. We're just about out of electronic stuff, and that is by design. I have not been buying electronics on purpose because the return risk is high. If you don't care to take that risk, electronic items can be a very good investment, but sometimes they can burn you very bad. This one, and we do test everything, but you might as well, who was it that said this? Corey, I think, from Grams and Pops Vintage, was talking about they look stuff up based on parts and repair value, and if it is worth selling parts and repairing, they can make money, they'll go ahead and buy it with the assumption that it don't work, and then if it works, it's kind of like a bonus. So I understand that you know, way of doing it makes sense. Now we're going to go to S3. This is for a Wulo 10-channel 3-code 1-mile range wireless intercom system in S3. These are in the totes, and they are right in here. I'm going to pull this and sit it on the table. We got to dig through these old vintage lights, and these old vintage lights, that thing, and there it is. I'll show you guys that a little better up close. We'll take it over to the table and get a close-up on it. Put this back up. Now, let's go check this out. We haven't had this very long either. When I'm talking about electronic items, you know, I say I'm not going to buy none. I'm still going to buy it, but I'm going to be a little bit more picky about what I buy just because of that return risk. But these are just intercom systems. They plug into the wall, and I think there's 4 of them. That's all they are, it's just intercom systems. So the four pack sold for $39.99, and we bought these at a yard sale. It was a late in the season. I'm talking like it was December, wasn't it? It was way out there. A woman had a yard sale. It was cold. We was digging through stuff. We had a pile of stuff on her table. We said, what do you want for all this? And I had 2 pair of Oakley sunglasses, and she said, well, I got to get 10 a piece for those. And for all of it, she did 40. Well, we just made 40 on that, and that was part of it. So it was crazy. She did a really, really good deal. Next, we're going to go get a golf club. This is Titleist Pro Titanium Driver. Titleist Pro Titanium Driver. I'm trying to remember because I have a bad habit of forgetting before I get back here. So, Titleist Pro Titanium Driver. Where are you? That right? That's Cleveland. That looked like it. That's it, right there. Titleist Pro Titanium Driver. That guy. This one, I'll show you this, has a bad grip. Like it comes off on your hands. It just flaking really bad, so it needs a new grip. But, oh yeah, by the way, the death pile's gone. Look over here. All the totes are empty. Now, I must say, that's the death pile that was in here. There's like 30 more in the other shed. I might show you.
Like a dog.
Huh? She said working her like a dog. Don't believe that mess. Here we go. I will say she did 200 listings Saturday, which yesterday. She pictured all of them in one day, so that is a lot. Golf club with a bad grip sold for $34.64. So don't be afraid if they're valuable. Just because the grip's bad don't mean it's bad. One more down this way on rack 12. Y'all have seen us sell a couple of these. I think this is the last one. Rack 12 right here. It's right in here. It's the Tramontina cooker. This is the last one we had of that size. This is the, I think it's the 8 quart or 18 quart. I don't know. I don't know nothing about cooking, by the way. This is the 5 quart. I said 18 quart. Yeah, I'm brilliant. So this is the 5 quart stock pot. Basin lid sold for $94.99. So Tanya, she bought that and that. Did you get the plush too? So 1, 2, 3 for her. 1, 2, 3 for me. I don't know if I told you how much that sold for. It was $109.99. So she sold a $95 and a $37 and a $57, and I sold $110, $39, and $35. So pretty even, not too bad. So it is actually Monday morning at this point, but I wanted to show you guys something I sold that is pretty cool. I know it's not this wrestling DVD, although it did sell. It sold for $9.49. We had a return, if you remember, back a month ago or so. We sold a Yellow Jacket air conditioning tool that was just like an enormous amount of money. It was $599. Well, it got returned. Right here it is. And I'm sorry about the camera work. I'm trying. But this is it. It got returned. And they returned it damaged. So I was able to hold out a little bit of the money on that because of the damage. And it sold again for $599. And I will throw a graphic up there to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But $599 for the second time. So that's pretty wild. So there's 19 orders all total. We had that one more that sold while we were packing. So 19 orders for, it was $640 before, so about $660 now. And it took Tanya about 40 minutes to pack all that. I'm telling you guys, she is pretty quick. All right, guys, so I want to just talk about our topic for a few minutes, and we kind of alluded to this a little earlier when we was talking about parting stuff out, and that's basically the topic today is parting things out. And I mentioned Kevin, Commonwealth Picker. He is a big proponent of parting things out. I actually learned from him. Well, I mean, I heard from him. I guess I already knew this, but he was talking about it when I heard it. about like board games. He said, don't just be quick to throw them away if they're missing game pieces or tokens or whatever. And he's right. Sometimes you can take just parts of the old board games, and people will be looking for replacement parts, replacement pieces, Monopoly money, stuff like that. And you can actually sell that stuff. Now, you're not going to get rich. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to make a killing off of replacement parts. Sorry about that. But you're not going to get rich. But what you can do is recover the money you spent. So if you spend $5 for a board game and all you get is the pieces and it's missing like the major component and you can't sell it as whole, you could take that and part it out, $5 for this piece, $5 for that piece, whatever, and recover your money. So in this world of reselling, it's really hard if you'll just think and consider all your options when you're selling. It's really hard not to at least break even. I'll go as far to say it's really hard not to make money. If you're buying stuff correctly and not way overspending, it's very hard not to profit. So parting it out is just another tool in your tool bag that you can use. Don't just automatically look at something and say, well, it's missing stuff, so it's trash. Now, if you're talking about a puzzle, yeah, you can't really do much about that. But those doorknob deals was a classic example. They was actually the entire handle set for a sliding door. So you had the inside handle, the outside handle, the twist lock, and the outside cover. You had a 4-piece set. So we bought 6 boxes thinking they was all there. And when we didn't have the interior handle that had the locking mechanism on that side, we didn't have the interior handle. I was like, well, what are we going to do with these? And I thought, oh, wait a minute, dummy. Put them out there as parts. So I did that. I researched what each thing was going for. And the ones you saw today was the cheap parts, the $10 each. So there's $60 worth of them. Minus shipping, you're probably talking $40 worth if they sell individually. Then we had the outer handle. They're selling for like $25 each. So I had 6 of them. There's $150. You have the interior lock. That's selling for like $20. So, I mean, it's crazy, but it's possible. We've even sold old glass turntables out of the microwave before. Those ain't worth a ton of money, but if you buy a microwave thinking you're going to sell it for $100 and it don't work, don't just throw it away. I mean, the microwave's probably garbage, but sometimes you might even take the handle off of it. You might take that plate out of it. You might take the little circle deal with the wheels that holds the plate up. You can sell those pieces to recuperate that money that you lost. So there is something to be said about doing the parting out. I'm all for it. And Chad Wolfman Goodies that we talked about last week, he had a little bin I seen on his YouTube channel, a little container that had all kinds of parts and pieces for board games. That's pretty good way to store that stuff. So just be creative, and if you're creative in what you do with parts and pieces like that, you can really get to the point where you're not donating much, you're not throwing much away, you're not giving much away, because like I said last week, you're either lotting it up, you're parting it out, or you're selling a whole unit. And if you do that right, you're always going to make money. So check out Parting It Out. All right, guys, I want to talk just a moment about the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast tonight. This video will come out at 10:30 tonight on the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast. It is a live 900 sub celebration edition. I'll be celebrating our 900 subscribers. We will have a very, very special guest on with us tonight, mystery guest, and we're going to have a great time. We've got really big news to drop on the show, so make sure you check it out. And listen, even if you don't like podcasts, I would suggest coming over to the live, because this news may interest you. I'm almost certain that some of you are going to want to hear what is said over on the live tonight. So the live starts at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, whatever time that is on the West Coast. I'm not sure, probably like 6 o'clock or something like that. But make sure you're there, because we're going to drop some really big news, and I hope that you're excited about this big news, because I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm ready. So yeah, check out Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast. It's the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, I guess, if you search it. The link's down in the description. And if you're not subscribed, man, please go subscribe. We're just like 62 or something subscribers away. We're really getting close. Want to hit that 1K number. So go check that out. We appreciate it. All right, guys, that's going to do it this week for the Old Pass. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. We appreciate every one of you that subscribe. We appreciate every one of the likes, the comments. Thank you so very much. We really feel blessed to have you be a part of our reselling journey, and we only look forward to the things that are ahead now. Really excited about what's to come. Make sure you're checking out the live tonight at Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast. Until next time, keep seeking the old paths.